Why not sit back, relax, and take things easy like a Sunday morn? I'm your host, Shane Lockwood. This is the 15th of December 2019, and this is episode 81. I want to say thank you and welcome aboard to everybody who is listening to this for the very first time. I'm currently on brand new platforms like Spotify and Deezer, and I want to welcome back all of my regular listeners. Thank you very much for all of your supportive comments and ratings and reviews and things on iTunes. Please continue to do that. It's been ages since I've had a proper review. That'd be great if you could do that. I just love the positivity that is coming back from my listeners. If you are brand new to the show, please sit in your favorite armchair, lounge, sofa, etc., possibly with a favorite beverage and maybe a few nibbles, and just slow your breathing down. We're going to breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and just let my voice take you on a journey. If you are in bed trying to get some sleep, just close your eyes. Do the same thing. Slow your breathing down, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and just relax. The purpose of this podcast is normally to set up a space, a piece of tranquility, not entirely tranquil because you are hearing the sound of my voice, but a reminder that you are in control of your life. Not in a preachy way, not in a spiritual way. It's just a practical way of looking at your life, looking at what you needs to be done for the rest of the week, because this is a Sunday-based podcast, and letting go of all the dramas and nonsense of the week before, clearing your mind, refocusing, re-energizing, making plans for the week. For those people who do meal plans, this is the time then you do the meal plans and so on and so forth. You know, this is a 30-minute reminder to maybe exercise or go for a bit of a walk, or it sort of defeats the purpose if you're trying to relax to actually go up and get some exercise. But I'm just grateful for all of the positive feedback and comments and interactions, letting me know that you love the show, you love listening to the show, even though some of you have actually stopped listening to a few other big named podcasts that are far better produced and all sorts of stuff. So I'm very, very grateful and honored by that. What I'm not grateful for, nor am I honoured by, are the hateful, hurtful, horrible comments by a troll leaving horrible stuff on the Facebook page to this particular podcast. I really, really didn't appreciate it. Now, troll protocol is basically you ignore the comment, you delete the comment, and you block the person leaving the comment. Fairly simple stuff. You block the person and you forget about them and you just move on with your life. I chose not to do that. I chose to go the guy out and get the guy to basically act in a way that was contradictory to what he was saying. He was saying he was a Muslim. He was saying that he's a employee of a rather large Australian telecommunications company, the oldest one in Australia, and that he was Indian and all this sort of stuff. But his conduct, like he was using the C word all the time. And he was falsely accusing him of all sorts of stuff, right? He didn't even listen to the podcast, but he started off saying that I should quit and the podcast was horrible and all this sort of stuff. Now, there had been a gap of 3 months with my podcast, right? And I was going to record the last episode anyway, right? Because I needed to break that drought and build up momentum again, and so on and so forth. I fed the troll. You should never ever feed the troll. You just delete the comment and you move on, right? But I goaded him out. I ended up winning and defeating him, but ultimately I just had to block the person anyway. So the lesson here is block and delete the trolls. Do not feed the trolls. The second lesson is let the trolls feed you. I wanted to say a special shout out to Ali from Work Our Way. That's WORK space OUR space WAY, Work Our Way podcast. And they are an American couple that are engaged to be married, and they're spending a year in Australia, and they are doing odd jobs to pay their way around Australia. They're living in a van and they're going to be touring around the place. Anyway, they've got a podcast, and the podcast episode that I've just listened to is they said that they were expecting a fair bit of troll activity, but very often the reason you get troll activity is because you are on the right track and you are saying things that people don't want to hear, so they are going to throw up as many psychological barriers between you and recording a podcast or doing a stage performance or performing music or whatever it is that you love to do, and they're going to try and stop you from doing that, or rather they're going to make it so that you choose to stop, because nobody can make that decision for you, right? So always continue on. Don't feed the trolls, let the trolls feed you. So that troll is now going to fuel this podcast because, right, I hadn't done an episode in 3 months before he attacked me. Now, my intention was to break that drought, and I did that with the previous episode, but that wasn't a very good episode. There wasn't a whole heap of downloads and things like that. I'm going to be doing a series of very short podcast episodes where I focus on topics that in the news or whatever else, and I'll do a whole heap of research and maybe counter a few memes and things like that. There's a lot of stuff that made me rather angry that's in the news, but they don't really fit the format of this show because this is G-rated and stuff like that. It's got nothing to do with the relaxation part of things, and the purpose of this podcast really is so that I could improve my life slowly over time. I've got a whole heap of positive news that I'm going to go and put in the next episode because I wanted to get this one out. I wanted this one to be as short as I possibly could. And what I'm also going to be doing, because this is the 81st episode and I want to have 100 episodes under my belt, and the faster I do them, the better. I'm going to be doing a whole heap of episodes, really, really short ones, but tightly focused, fueled by the troll. Don't feed the troll, let the troll feed you. Anyway, that's all from me for this particular episode, and I've stopped and recorded this so many times, and I started this an hour ago. Can you believe that? Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you take the rest of today and the rest of the week easy like a Sunday morn. I'll catch you next episode, which should be fairly shortly, if I'm honest. Bye for now.